Ever get that feeling? Like the whole world's kind of holding its breath, wondering what's going to go down next.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Especially these days with everything going on. And when you think about things like, wow, missile technology, I mean, it's advancing so fast, it's kind of unnerving, right?
It really is. It's like, how do you even keep up?
Exactly. And that's what's got us, well, it's got us thinking about defense systems. Like, how do we even begin to protect ourselves? And that, my friend, is precisely why we're diving deep into THAAD today.
THAAD. Okay, I'm intrigued. Fill me in here.
THAAD stands for Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but it's basically one of our, well, the planet's last lines of defense, if you think about it, against ballistic missiles.
Okay, now we're talking. Last line of defense, huh? That sounds serious.
It is. It really is. I mean, imagine, right? A missile locked on target in that final stretch.
Coming in hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Coming in hot. What happens? Like, how do you even stop something like that?
Well, that's where THAAD steps in. Like you said, it's all about that terminal phase. The missile's coming down, it's aimed at its target, and that's when THAAD does its thing.
But that seems, I don't know, almost impossible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't intercepting earlier, like, the way to go?
You'd think so, right? But it's actually incredibly tough. You're basically trying to hit a bullet with another bullet at that point. The speeds, the angles, it's all happening so fast. THAAD, though, that's what it's designed for. To tackle those insane speeds in those final moments.
Okay, that's just wild, isn't it?
It is, when you think about the kind of technology we're talking about.
And it's not just about, some big explosion or anything like that. We're talking kinetic energy here. A direct hit.
It's all about that impact.
Yeah, no warheads, nothing like that. Just pure force.
Yeah, think about it. Two objects, both traveling crazy fast, thousands of miles an hour probably, and then boom, that collision. It's enough to just obliterate them both.
That's almost like a movie or something.
I know, right? But that's the thing with that. Hit to kill, they call it. And the precision involved, it makes you think, how is that even possible?
It's like a high-stakes game of pool, but on a global scale. I don't know. It's a weird comparison.
No, I get it. It makes sense. The angles, the force, you got to be so precise. But
Yeah.
it's not a game, is it? And the more you learn about the science behind it, it's actually kind of awe-inspiring,
Totally. But here's the other thing that really blows my mind.
Yeah.
This isn't just some, standalone marvel of engineering, right? I mean, this technology, it's part of something way bigger, this whole global defense network.
It's all interconnected. Global security. You can't really separate it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's like, what are the ripples? How do things like arms control agreements, how do those factor into all this? I mean, countries talking to each other, trying to figure all this out.
Well, yeah, you've hit on something there. The existence of THAAD, of other systems like it has this weird effect on international relations. It's hard to really quantify.
Because on the one hand, you could say it's a deterrent, right? Like, hey, don't even think about it.
But then it's like, are you escalating things just by having it?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. And honestly, it raises a lot of questions that, we're still grappling with. The future of missile defense, what role it plays in the world. These aren't easy answers.
It's complex.
It really is.
Super fascinating, but yeah, complex.
And I think that's kind of the point here. It's not about taking sides. It's about, like you said, understanding the technology.
And its implications.
Yeah, exactly. What it means for all of us.
And that's what makes this stuff so important to talk about.
Mhm.
Because, technology like THAAD, it's not going anywhere.
If anything, it's just going to get, more advanced.
And with that comes responsibility, right?
Yeah.
To understand it. So if you're anything like me and this whole thing has your head spinning, I definitely encourage you to do a little digging of your own. Go down that rabbit hole. Look into the history, the different strategies, even the ethical questions. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is one deep dive that's going to stay with you.
It definitely will. It's not just about the tech. It's about what it means for the future. And that affects all of us.
Couldn't have said it better myself.